Alright, well, let's test and see how it looks. Turn this thing on. Alright, it says that we're streaming. I'm still waiting for the live demo to update though, so let me double check and see if that's true. There it goes. Alright, it looks like we are actually up and working. Can we test the audio? Audio good?
Hey, I'm here.
Ron is here.
Alright. Okay. Alright, cool. Hi everybody and welcome back to UTSCL.Ninja. My name is Tristan and today we are joined by Ron and Zach from Keekom, Keekom Beacons, and we're actually really excited to have them on here. This is our first of the Beacon developer interviews that we want to start doing just so we can give you guys as much helpful and viable information as we can about the different Beacon platforms that are out there and helping you guys to make the best decisions that you can when it comes to actually going out and picking a beacon and using it and everything else. So the goal behind this is we have some questions we've been picking up from the email list, from the Facebook groups, and then from the previous video. So we're going to go through and we're going to answer those. And then if any of you guys do have any questions, feel free to leave those in the chat, and then we'll do our best to answer those as well. So I guess before we get started, Ron, Zach, do you guys want to introduce yourselves real quick?
Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, so I'm Zach. I'm one of the founders of Keekom. We've been working at this for, quite a while now. Then we've got Ron here. Ron, go ahead.
Hey, I am Ron Way, and I'm Zach's partner. I come from about our software companies have existed for Fionda for over 20 years, and have had hundreds of thousands of customers over that time with websites and new technology. And when I saw Zach, I knew that this was a new technology that was going to be a tidal wave. And that's what we look for. And so we partnered with Zach, and we're tickled to death to have you on. And we'll be happy to answer any question we can.
Awesome. Well, the first question that we had for you guys is just how long have you guys been involved in proximity marketing?
So I guess obviously that's kind of a big question. But in regards to this specific niche that we're in, we've been working at this before we even launched for, how long has it been now since we been in the developmental stage with our company?
Boy, we tried to launch on April Fool's Day, which we thought was appropriate. We didn't make it until May 1st, roughly, and it's just taken off since then.
Yeah, it's been over a year of development in this, and then of course, both of us have a mixed background. Ron has been in this type of industry in one way or another for a very long time. I have an IT background myself, and when we realized sort of where all this was going, and we realized the sort of the pain in the market per se for a platform in order to use proximity marketing, this is where we came on board with this. I know that I've taken a couple classes from Tristan in regards to some of the ways and the ways that he does proximity marketing just to get ideas for our platform. We've also had quite a few people that have from other industries that have given us ideas and stuff. And I guess the idea behind this is to make an easy, seamless option for people to advertise via proximity marketing. So
cool. All right.
I think that if I could say one other thing, you realize this is a brand new technology, and before this year actually was not really a useful instrument, because it wasn't until Google started putting this into and making it live for every new Android that comes out since late last year that it had the opportunity to grow like it does. Mm-hmm. I have watched in our business a couple of waves of technology take place in the computer industry, and this is one of those. I think that is the only thing that you have to overcome is knowledge, because people have never heard of it, but that is changing rapidly, as you can well see. And as advertisers and businesses start to spread the word about these Bluetooth beacons, we think it is, and I literally believe that it is going to be a new wave. So you're in at the bottom floor, and there is only one place to grow, and that's straight up.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. All right, so the next question I get is, and this is going to be one of the big ones, but what is it that makes your guys' platform or your services unique as compared to, like, the royalties or those kind of folks that are out there?
Aside from the KISS method, I think Ron is probably best suited to answer that.
But it truly is. It truly is. What we have done is keep it simple, stupid. Everyone that uses, the end user of a beacon, I keep trying to tell Zach over and over again, because Zach works on a higher level than I can even think technologically, is your end user is the owner of the donut shop. It is the major corporation, such as Zach and I are dealing with, for different organizations and companies that have outlets all over the United States, if not the world. But they are not technologically astute as to what makes this thing work. And if we have started out with the idea, we will walk you through it, we will teach you what a Bluetooth beacon is, we will make it really, really easy for the end user to apply, because when they apply it, they spread the word about it, and when it works for one donut shop, every other donut shop in town wants to get one of those so they can advertise too. So if you go through our websites, you'll notice that our app, my goodness, it is silly simple. When you download our app, you can control every beacon. We control the distance of that beacon is operating on the app. It's just a slide. You can control everything you want to do. You can check on the number of hits that you have, people that have seen your ads. There you go. You get a report. You can, in the back office, thank you for showing that. Mm-hmm. You can see every beacon and what it's doing, every individual beacon. You can change the AdWords on the fly if you want to, if one's not working. One of the major misconceptions of how to use these beacons, however, is the impressions. People see this. What you're really trying to do, and I think the biggest value for the beacon is, if you notice on what you're seeing on your screen, there's blue and there's yellow. Mm-hmm. I think we're the only company that is able to harness this and can push this out. The impressions that you're seeing as the blue are the people that have seen that. It's popped up on their phone. The yellow is people that actually hit the ad and click through, because we give you a custom website, okay? We don't know if you've got one or the donut shop has one, but we've created a back office on here that you can design for your clients and get paid for this, because we have a lot of people doing that. They're charging a heck of a lot of money to design the websites, but we have made it drag and drop easy to build a website for each beacon. So that can either go to that website or it can go to the home site of the company that has gotten the beacon. It's either one. Every one of these things are so easy to use, and you can get at them from your phone. Mm-hmm. You can be in Europe and change your AdWords to make sure that it works. One of the things, if I had to say the most important thing, if you're trying to sell beacons into the industry, any industry, is to emphasize the number of people that just see the pop-up message. It's a proximity marketing, but if it is not made really, unless you're really a professional, for clicks. Clicks mean you have an ad that is so compelling they're going to click on it. 50% off today as you pass that jewelry store, for instance. That's a call to action. That makes people click. But in general, I'll give you a good example. One of the clients that we have, the customers we have, is a restaurant in Solvang, California. It's a little Danish town in California. He set up his ad, and we can't do this, but he did it anyway. He said a free beer or milkshake. It's a 50s hamburger joint. Mm-hmm. And he put an ad out there, free beer or shake with every meal. Well, the first morning that he opened,
Let me
had one guy.
Real quick, that was right before we put our algorithm in there that actually...
I was going to mention that, Zach. I know you're terrified of that. Google has prohibited that anyway, but it opened up, and he instantly called me. I know the guy, and he said, take my ad down, because the first people that saw it, they brought in 10 people, and they all wanted 10 beers. Well, what Zach wants to tell you is you can't advertise alcohol. We didn't see the ad word in time, and because of that, we put in an algorithm that takes out the forbidden words from most of the ads that Google prohibits. But the point is, that was a motion, that was a message that caused someone to click because they wanted people to come in, and they would. In general, if you advertise, another one of the outdoor advertising people is Coca-Cola. Well, Coca-Cola just wants you to be thirsty. And if you see that Coke bottle, then you're going to want to drink Coke. It's a typical way that most people marketing campaigns are run. They're run by just you getting an idea and they're in your mind. And thus you stay in your mind. An outdoor, another customer has hundreds of self-storage. They're putting it out there. Many of them are in areas that are not well populated. They're in the kind of a country area. So they are putting it out. So the next time every time they drive by, they get that beacon. But they may not want to walk in that day and rent a storage space, but a week from now, they drive by it and they get that message. They're going to go to that place to storage. In fact, one of them not far from Zach. Zach lives in Chicago, and they started advertising. They advertised for 4 days, and I think on the third day, someone walking by saw their ad, and for a free month, I think, of storage, walked in and paid
$1.
I'm sorry?
It was $1 for a month of storage.
There you go. Walked in and rented a place for 6 months in advance. That paid for that ad for years.
So if I could interject here, so basically the point of this with these clicks and impressions is we give you the tools for that. We give you the ability to monitor that, but for some stuff, this stems from very simple users to very sophisticated users, and people that have a very good marketing advertising background are going to be able to optimize, increase their click rate, and so on. People that don't, we recommend them. We give a variety of tools on our site that can show them, different ideas for ads and things. But when you start really trying to increase your clicks and things like that, it's definitely a very sophisticated level of stuff. And Tristan, I believe you and I have spoken about that with a couple of articles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have an ad agency right now that I was speaking to this morning. They're very sophisticated, and they're watching every word of that ad and watching what it does to a click rate. But most people aren't. If you own a hamburger joint, a dress shop, that isn't the point. What you're trying to say is, come in now. See, we're right here. You're next to our shop. Come on in.
Yeah. And real quick, just one of the questions from the chat from Legacy Marketing Network, they asked ad or message. So what we're talking about specifically here is the call to action that shows up in the notification bar. And then, of course, you'd have the rest of the ad or the promotion that would be on the website or things like that. But you can kind of look at that call to action or at that notification bar as being like an ad or, of course, being the call to action or things like that. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, one more quickie. Mm-hmm. We have a place on that website when you design the website for your customer, your client, or yourself. We have a place there for a favicon, an icon for your logo, and that's critically important because that pops up on the message if you put it in there. Not only on the websites, if you go to your website, you'll see the favicon, but it also pops up that little logo. So pay a lot of attention to it because that tells a story, visual story, really powerful.
Tristan, could you go to our homepage real quick and just right at the very top of the homepage? Mm-hmm. That is actual right there. That's the restaurant Ron was talking about. You can see their favicon. It's that burger, their logo right there in the ad.
Oh, yeah.
As well as the message. And so aside from brand awareness, you can also have the nice message. But coupling those two together, that's something that's really important. A lot of people, if they send the beacon to their regular website, and they don't have their favicons built or anything like that, then they're not going to be showing any type of logo. It's going to be a standardized globe or something of that extent. So, aside from that awareness and that constant reminder of their brand or whatever they're offering, that really helps, optimize everything you can have on a nearby notification. So
I don't know if it's important to others, but you've got the website up there, and it just reminded me that we believe that one beacon can't do it all. And so we have picked the 5 that we have picked, and we've launched with. We're adding a couple more in the future, but they're all different. If you take a look at what we call the quad, it's about a 3-inch square beacon, and you put that on the inside of a window of a retail restaurant or whatever you're trying to advertise with, and it is a powerful beacon that shoots out about 300 yards, same thing. And so that's semi-waterproof. It's water resistant. If you go back again or roll down to the next one, scroll down to the next one. Why don't you rotate that while you're on there so you can see it. This is a waterproof, and this one can be placed anywhere. And it broadcasts out plus or minus 200 yards, but it is totally waterproof, so it's for outdoor installations on the outside of a building. Keep on. We know that this is critically important. Key fob is...
let's go up. These are both ones that are coming. Let's roll.
Come on up.
The very top, and we'll go back down.
Thank you. This is, we call this, it's a lanyard, but that's just because it has a ribbon around it, and that can be worn like if you're going to a rally or something like that, and you have it around your neck. I personally have this in my pocket. It's broadcasting 24/7 wherever I go, and that's the critical part of this one. When we sell, if you notice when we market and we get to that, we offer a kit.
Video, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Ron.
We offer a kit, a 4-pack, because we found that this is the most, for a business, it works the best. And in that, we have the waterproof for outside. We have the quad, which was that 3-inch square for inside or semi-waterproof. We have also included a couple more. If you'd go back, come on back, and go down. Yeah, that's the puck. We also included a puck in there, and the puck is amazing. That's, what is it, about 2.25 inches, Zach?
Not even. I think it's 1 3/4 diameter.
1 3/4, and the perfect place to put this is on the backside of your automobile, of a delivery truck. That puck gets glued on, and it broadcasts wherever that vehicle goes. And I can tell you, up in Washington, down here in Arizona, service trucks are putting these on the backside of their rear view mirror, and wherever they go. For instance, out here in Arizona where I live, we just had the monsoon started. That means the bugs start, because out come the grasshoppers, and with the grasshoppers come every other animal or critter or bug that wants to eat a grasshopper. So when you've got a exterminator in the neighborhood, he's broadcasting, and you look down at your phone and it pops up an ad for it and says, "I'm in your neighborhood now." That's what it's all about. So no matter what, you can put it on your car. Everywhere you go or the end user goes, he's advertising his business. Keep on going. Scroll down. Yeah, this is the badge. This is actually, if you saw it, it's a credit card. It looks like a credit card size. It's skinny, and it's the size of a credit card. You can put it in a woman can put in a purse. You can put it in your briefcase or in your pocket. Doesn't matter. And this is like the puck, the little bitty one. I don't mean the puck, the lanyard. I just cut the ribbon off, and I carry the other one on my keychain. This is the same thing. You put it on a keychain or just slip it in the side pocket. So we have tried to get you a variety of beacons to match where you want to go and what kind of a usage your end user will want to use to reach people. And we want to reach everyone. I mean, even if you're going to a sporting event, you're broadcasting your message about the business or whoever your client is. They're broadcasting their business. I mean, where else can you do this? This is crazy. Scroll down.
I think we already covered these ones here.
We got them all.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll shut up, Zach. Go on.
Oh yeah. So no, and then as a follow-up, just a quick point. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but we are building a learning center as well, and that's in the process of designing and as well as the material, and that'll explain the uses in more depth and really educate the end user. I know that we've got some people that are working on designs for awareness stickers, other things to help with that, and the idea, because this is such a brand new technology, is just as important of having this platform out here and the ability for people to use it. We also have to help build awareness, and so our goal is to help educate and make people aware of this technology. And so aside from having this easy to use platform and all these tools, we want to help educate people as much as we can. And some stuff of course we can't, because it's just some of it takes common sense, but we are trying to offer as much as we can to sort of help the end users. All these kits, as you can see here, if you sort of scroll down, you can see the accessories. Every beacon comes with mounting tape, Velcro tape, magnetic tape, alcohol prep pads to clean the surface. We explain all of the different interferences, and then it really gets in depth. But at the end of the day, when someone gets a beacon, if they have everything they need to mount it, to install it, and be done, it's relatively easy. I mean, Tristan, I don't know how long it took you to get yours and out of the box be up and going, and maybe you could talk about that for a second. But the idea is to really simplify this whole thing, and so we believe that is one of the things that set us apart from a lot of people out there.
Hey Tristan, if you go up the top of the page, one other thing, it's just ease of use and what we want people to use these. We don't want them to sit in a box. If you go to Beacon Setup app at the top, there you go. And scroll down. This is your app. It works on Android or Apple, and we walk you through every single step, how to set this up, how to see how many hits you're getting. It's just an amazing thing, and Zach is just finishing off the videos now. So for those that are more attuned to the video rather than reading, there will be a video that goes through the same stuff. We're going piece by piece, video for everything. So we're trying to hit it. If you go back up, Tristan, you can hit that little yellow at the bottom of the right-hand side that you can go zip up. Mm-hmm. And right underneath the Beacon Setup app, on the drop-down, is your ad campaign. We've also tried to teach people, and there's a whole campaign here. We walk you through not only what kind of beacon you need. There's examples of how we use them, but we also walk through how do you mount them? Where do you mount them for best reply for people to get? And there's how to put them on a retail sales sign for real estate. All the considerations for the depth, the range, the mounting method. We've tried to hit it. So when you have a problem, just come here, and hopefully we've hit the bulk of them right here. You can read about it and find out. Prepping in the location, the height, how far, what is the antenna, how do you adjust the settings on your beacon? Anyway, I think that you're going to find we have tried to help the end user every way we can. So if you're selling them out into the industry, out into the world today, it keeps people from calling you for every single question, and it helps them get set up. They can review it. They don't have to go to some website. It's right there.
Mm-hmm. And actually,
all of it's put together.
And on a quick follow-up from what we spoke on earlier about the clicks versus impressions, we do sort of at the very bottom here, Tristan's almost there, we do have a more advanced feature, and we kind of keep it hidden because it is advanced. And if you were to scroll down right there on that PDF, Tristan, about halfway down we have an advanced user section. So initially it's some cool just message ideas, and some of them are kind of dorky, and that's the whole idea, is getting people to think outside of the box. Now if you go down, it really talks about a little further the advanced, the call to action and what you need, the word that will get someone to click if you want that. And if you go a little further, we've got a variety of options, sign up, shop now, buy now, click here, do this, do that. And so, again, we're the platform, we're the hammer that, pounds the nail in, but in regards to what people do with this, that's up to them to a certain point. Mm-hmm. Your next question was, what is the most interesting trend that you see from a beacon management platform point of view?
Well, before we get into that, just a couple more questions from the chat. They're wondering if the platform would support video ads. So, for example, if you were to use a beacon to point to like a YouTube video, or to place a video on one of your landing pages, or send beacons to somebody or to a website that already has a landing page, just to answer that question real quick, then yeah, that shouldn't be a problem at all.
Absolutely. Many ways. You could send a beacon directly go to the video, or you could upload the video on one of our landing pages as well. Either way. Yep.
In fact, if I might mention, we've added, because we keep adding more. If you go to the home page, Kristen, you see that little yellow down at the bottom right hand of the screen? That always goes to the top.
Right.
Now go on down just a hair. It's a restaurant that has that in there, isn't it, Zach? The example, keep going. Oh, stop. You see the restaurant? Yeah, click that. I think this is where it is. We've added another feature.
Yes.
Well, that's there. That's pictures. But look at this. Now go over this. This is drag and drop. This is the new 3D technology.
And this technology is done by Matterport or another 3D technology, but most photographers that offer this, if you're a company and you have this done, you can then go ahead and drop the simple iframe code in here, and then that allows you to have the tour. So we don't offer the ability to make the tour on here, just to clarify it, but you can, once a photographer does the video footage with their camera, you can drop the code in here. So same thing, dropping a YouTube video link in here, you can also drop the iframe code in here to have a virtual tour of your house for sale, restaurant, or anything. So
yeah, and I was just gonna say, I actually have a couple of beacons set up for some different clients, where all we're doing is we're just sending people straight to a YouTube video, and I think over the last 6 months we've had like 13,000 views on that video, and it all comes just from beacon traffic.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What are you guys using for ad? Have you guys been playing around with your different messages and stuff for that?
Actually, we haven't really done a whole lot, just because what he's selling is very, very specific.
Okay.
It's I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. It's an air filter for like locker rooms for gyms and places like that helps purify the air and stuff like that. And so it's very, very specific stuff. But 13,000 views for something like that in 6 months, and not having to actually pay for any additional advertising or anything like that. I mean, that's pretty good. He's a pretty happy customer. So.
Oh, was there another question from the chat, Tristan, you said?
Let me double check. So Legacy Marketing Network again asks if the landing pages are markdown cards like used in mobile. I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't believe I quite understand that question. I apologize.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll give them a chance to expand on that just a little bit. Then we'll go ahead and hop on to the next question. Then in the meantime, and this is the one that I was the most curious about. What is the most interesting trend that you guys see from a beacon management platform point of view? Like, are you guys seeing an increase in clicks or in impressions, or like, what kind of just because I know you guys can kind of see like a little bit more data than what we usually see. Like, are you guys noticing anything neat in that field, or?
Well, yeah, Ron and I sort of had a couple conversations about this, and from a company standpoint, our back office, we can see quite a bit more than what the average person sees, because they're only getting a snapshot in time for their specific beacons. But overall, we're seeing a continued growth in the amount of phone users, and that's on a weekly basis we can see. And that's not just because our user base is increasing, but that's also because every day more and more users are having the newer Android phones that have this feature already turned on and already enabled. Ron was kind of explaining to me from his background how often people actually upgrade to a new phone. What was that, Ron? You were telling me.
Well, we know that we know that everybody is, almost everyone's on a 2-year cycle, right? And then they make these offers you can't refuse. So that's kind of what we're seeing, that it's in a 2-year cycle and you're regenerating more and more. But it's more than that. It's awareness of a product that they never heard of. Remember, this didn't exist a year or so ago. And even if it did a year ago, nobody knew it was there, and it wasn't built into the Google system, which makes it very, very powerful. Google's an amazing marketer for us. You don't have to worry about it. They're pushing this stuff, and that makes it good for all of us. We were talking to a big ad agency this morning, and they were considering geofencing, but that was the best thing going for them. But in geofencing, you have to download their goofy custom app. How many people really do?
And that really now a lot of stuff that we probably don't want to go over here, but I apologize. Go ahead, Ron. Sorry.
No, that's okay. It's just that this technology will soon supplant that, and it's just a matter of time. You're at the base. You're right at the beginning of the wave, so it's a heck of a good time to be involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and just to address that last question, it looks like they were asking more specifically about whether the landing pages were mobile optimized, and so that's why I've got it down here on the smaller screen. This is what it would look like on a phone. Like, this is what it looks like on my cell phone. So
absolutely. Yeah. And mobile if they want to see even more specific, they can go to Chrome, and there's a couple extensions you can do to where you can actually view it in mobile view, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So you can view it. But yeah, it's all mobile optimized.
And I want to mention again, this is all drag and drop. So when we teach people to use this, we say have the pictures on your desktop, have the text in a Word doc or whatever you want, and then you just copy, paste, drag and drop, and it's done.
Yeah.
We're used to it, so it's about a 15-minute job, and you've got a website. It's that cool.
Yeah, it's great.
It'll take you an hour or so the first time because you have to learn how to use it.
Well, and not only that, you need the content. If you had the content available, your pictures, and knew what you were going to write, it would be 15, 20 minutes. You could be up and going.
Yeah, and we for some of our clients to show them how it works, we just take it right off their website. So and then copy paste and it's done.
Yep.
And one of the reasons why we decided the landing page option was great is there's a lot of people that do have websites, right? But if you're trying to bring someone to your site, offer a service, offer a coupon, or so on, you need a landing page, a place to go, and that's the point of that. Is like, where do you send them? And so that's why the landing page is really nice and simple for that. So
yeah, and I just want to check something real quick. These landing pages are also getting indexed in Google. So you can go through and you can optimize them, with SEO and run ads and things like that to them as well if you wanted to, and still get that traffic to those pages. So it's just another resource that you can take advantage of.
Yes, you can see right here, for example, when this one was built, they put some of the meta description right there, and you can see that that's optimized. And additionally, there's a lot of things you can do in these landing pages. Say, a lot of our clients, plumbers, contractors, they don't have a website, so they can go in, they can optimize, they can throw in some keywords, they can throw in some meta descriptions, meta tags, all that, and it's one-stop shop. You get a beacon and you get a landing page for free to go with it. That's a pretty good deal. So
yeah, definitely.
I think the key is when you started asking me about this, you said the ease of use. We have made it so the very, very beginning novice can get up and running with their beacon overnight, easy done, and have the app downloaded, and it's actually working. And that was our key. If you're sophisticated, all the tools are in there. All the SEO tools, etc., are when you build the site. But for the average user, they don't care about that. They just want an ad blasting out. Yeah. So it's made for that. It's both people, the sophisticated and the novice.
And touch one more thing there. You can also upload your Facebook pixels or your Google remarketing tag in there. So say you get people coming to your landing page, and say you're a very niche market and you want to remarket to those people in the future, you have the ability to gather that information, then remarket to them through a paid campaign, either Facebook or Google. But just having the ability to sort of do that, with everything, because at the end of the day, just sending out an ad with your beacon is great, but there's other things you can gather with that. You can gather someone's email address if they decide to sign up for other offers. You can remarket to them. There's a lot of features that we want to offer for the end user to sort of make this, for a lot of people, a nice little one-stop shop. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, the next question we have for you guys is, what tips do you guys have for proximity marketers, or for people who are just kind of getting into this and just getting started? Close that real quick.
Now, would that be for just the end users, the people that own a hamburger shop or an ice cream shop kind of thing? Is that?
Yeah. Let's say that, and then also for people who who already have some experience in marketing, who have a marketing agency and want to add beacons to their toolbox. So I guess for both groups.
So, Ron spent a lot of time with the business development side of this in regards to that, with using this as an add-on feature. But I believe from what I've heard from Ron, quite a few people like to use this as an add-on feature for what they're already doing, and that may be a bunch of different things. Ron, should I mention the pawn shops and the check cashing places? Would that be a good example?
I think all of them. Come on, roll on down to industries. I think it just gives you a clue.
That's a great
where
point.
This goes.
So, Tristan, here's a good one. But really, if you go up to hold your mouse over just hold it over the referral program up there at the top of the screen, right there. Now go potential industries to approach. That would be a good one. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, and I can just mention a couple of these. Every time you go by, and we'll just maybe walk down just to give you an idea.
So go up to the top, and we'll just go.
Yeah, go up the top. Sorry. Real estate, huge industry that we haven't even started this campaigning yet. But every realtor has a retail sign out there. It's amazing. You just put a beacon on the sign, and it starts broadcasting about that piece of property as you drive by. We're actually, you don't even know this, Tristan, or maybe you do. I don't know what Zach said. We're developing a bunch of bumper stickers to give you an idea.
Actually, Tristan's wife is designing the stickers.
Oh, well, hello, Tristan.
Yeah. She says she's actually working out on her computer right now.
There you go. So that you walk by and it says, check your phone. There's a special ad here right now, whatever it is. And so we just don't stop. I mean, I can't, Zach and I, we wake up at night and we think of new ideas that could go along to help our people that are selling these things. Service industry, we mentioned that every single service truck should have a beacon with it. So everywhere that truck goes, it's advertising your business. Scroll down.
Yeah. Real quick, just talking about the real estate again. I've been doing a little bit of research. We've been starting to work on a real estate module for our course, and one of the little bits of interesting things that we picked up was it said the average cost for a real estate lead here in the U.S., so the average across all 50 states, is $200. And so if you were to put something like this out in one of those more expensive areas, say you could take it out to, somewhere out in California, New York, or I'm out here in northern Utah, so going up to Boise or going down to Salt Lake or Provo, one of those areas, I mean, those leads are going to be significantly more expensive. And so if you were to take this to a real estate agent and say, look, this is one of the things that we can do. We can broadcast information about, this property. We can do the virtual tour that we were just looking at with the restaurant. We can collect the leads. We can remarket the leads. We can do all this other stuff for you guys, and say we're only going to charge you $100 per email or per lead that we send you instead of the $200. I mean, that real estate agent's going to be getting either spending half as much as they were before, or getting twice as many leads, and then you get that money from it. And it's just very, very easy to set up. So just a neat little thing that you guys can do with that. So just wanted to throw that out there.
And when Tristan's saying that, Tristan's talking about the proximity marketers, people that would take this technology, use this platform, and then add this onto their already existing company, their services that they offer.
Yeah, we're finding quite a few people that are that are graphically oriented, and they're, I hate to say that, upselling because they are telling the client, we'll do your website, for you. And so it's another whole business we didn't even think about.
Yep.
Outdoor advertising, amazing. I mean, those ads cost, depending on where it is, what city, and all of that. But they go an end panel like that goes $500 to $800 up to $1,800 a month, and you've got 2 end panels. And now, what did you see? Maybe you have to be within 10 feet to see what the heck that ad said. Now that ad is being broadcast with beacons from those bus stops out 300 meters, clear across the street. People see it. With it, we just throw that outdoor advertising for the sign above. Because it reaches 3 football fields, you can actually put it on a billboard, and it's broadcasting down. Keep on down.
Sure. One more quick thing about the bus stop, just because this is what I do all day, is I sit here and I look for these kind of things and figure out how to set them up. One of the things that we're doing with our smart city projects is we're putting beacons at all the bus stops like this, and our goal is actually to help the visually and hearing impaired with it. So what we're doing is we're setting up the website so that way when you approach the beacon, you open that notification, it will say, hey look, it will say, this is the bus stop you're at, this is these are all the times that the buses actually stop by, and the routes and things like that. And this is another really big project, and it's something that a lot of public transportation, it's not an agency, it's departments for like different cities, they're really looking for stuff like this, and they're spending way too much money on crappy systems that don't work. So we're working on this too. I got some other videos coming out on this here in the next couple of weeks. So
direct selling industry, my God, I was involved with them. If, for instance, with the websites, if you belonged to Herbalife, as an example, people recognize the name, and you had your own personal website, that wasn't Herbalife, that was our company right here. We were invisible, but that's what we did. And we had literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of members. Well, now, can you imagine what it'd be like? The biggest problem with network marketers, they run out of friends and close relatives that they can tell about their opportunity. That doesn't mean it isn't any good. They just run out of people. Well, now all you have to do is talk to people that want to talk to you. Because if you were carrying your own beacon in your pocket or in your purse, now my wife is in essential oils, Young Living essential oils. Everywhere she goes, she want to know about essential oils. Well, people are starting to talk about it. Anyway, they get her message. If they click, they got her. It just shows you that you can meet people that want to meet you. A great opportunity in network marketing. Retail stores, yeah, that's self-evident. You put a beacon in the window or on the outside of that thing. Conventions and vendors, we haven't touched this, but OMG. Zach and I went to what's Consumer Electronics Show last year. Was there one beacon, 2 beacons? I don't know.
When we were there, we saw, we went there just for a variety of reasons to meet some potential people and stuff. And we noticed while we were there that there were a couple booths that were displaying that, and that was it. Nobody else really was utilizing beacons. So that's a huge
marketplace.
Political rallies.
Think about it now. Do you know how politically charged we are today in America? I hate it. But you know what? You want to carry a message everywhere you go, you don't have to yell, you can broadcast it. I mean, I keep thinking I should be calling PETA. I should be calling the Democrat or Republican National Convention and say, everybody, one of your people should have one of these goofy things. Yep. My son-in-law, he is one of the publishers of Peloton magazine for bikes. He travels all around the world and travels with a beacon to tell about advertises his magazine to bike rallies, right? Oh my gosh, it's just unlimited. It's your imagination. Let it run wild. He just puts that lanyard around his neck, and everywhere he rides, everywhere they film, they're broadcasting their magazine. What an incredible thing that is.
I've seen some folks go out to these political rallies like this, and then what they'll do is they'll set up like a Shopify store selling, pro this or anti that t-shirts, hats, stuff like that. They just leave that thing out there and watch the dollars roll into their bank account, and it's amazing.
Oh yeah, we did, for fun, we did a couple things where we were selling some knickknacks, and just as a sort of trial project, we placed some beacons strategically around a couple cities, last minute stocking stuffers, things like that, and it was amazing how lucrative that was. So really, whatever you can really imagine, as long as it falls within certain terms and conditions, you can do a lot with beacons. and advertising and marketing and all that. It's pretty cool.
One of the things I think is the most fun, it rolled down just a hair, and I don't want to offend anyone. This is my grandson, who is a college kid, a senior in college. He was in Denmark during this past year for a whole year, and he came up with this. Is that a beacon in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? The way he carries it, he sets his for a distance of about 20 feet, the little in his pocket, and it says, I'm the good-looking redhead that's standing near you. Well, you know, it's just use your imagination, for God's sakes. We don't know how to use them, but you will.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know how to use them. We've got a lot of good ideas.
Yeah. That's pretty clever. I mean, I've even seen people like put them on like dog tags and stuff like that. So if the dog ever gets lost or anything, you know, along those lines, then so if the dog comes close,
yeah, it'd pop up with the phone number or whatever they want. Yeah,
absolutely.
Hey, can I patent that one?
Yeah. So
that's smart.
So yeah, I mean, I guess that really kind of sums it up. You know, proximity marketers are going to have a really good handle on this, most of them. And of course, at the end of the day, like Ron always says, you know, their users, they're going to tell you what they want or what they need. You know, every day more ideas are going to come up, more applications for this. So yeah, I mean, I think we're only at the beginning here for this technology. And of course, same thing with us and our platform. You know, we're always willing to add little tweaks and features, and we're always going to be, you know, staying at the cusp of this. So we're never just going to have one thing. We're going to constantly be adding other features and things to this to make this always amazing. So,
cool.
The most common questions. Do we have any questions from the chat, real quick, Tristan, while we're talking?
Nope, nothing else has popped up. Just lots of like right on and love geofencing. Yes, this is great. That kind of stuff. So.
Okay. Now, you know, your last question was what's the most common question people ask you? Well, shoot, that's a that's a pretty broad question. In regards to like this, or in regards to like what they can do with this, or how would you like us to answer that, or what are your thoughts on that, Tristan?
Well, I guess really the question is, you know, what's one of the most common questions that people ask you as far as, you know, your guys' platform, or as far as like the different services that you guys offer to somebody who, for example, is using beacons as an add-on to their marketing agency or something like that, just because I think that's going to be the majority of people who are going to watch this video. So, like, what kind of questions?
I can tell you one.
Sure.
How much does it cost?
That's a good one.
If you go to home, down, I'm going to show you something, especially for those people that are thinking of doing this as an ad agency, an add-on. If you take a look at, if you order 20 or more beacons, it's a corporate plan, and then we have another level at 100, and the price goes way down. I mean, for the 20, it's like, I think, $9 or $10, Zach?
$9 per beacon. You know, you get all the way to 100 plus. It's $8, and you know that's just basically keep the platform alive, support here for them, things like that.
And I just want to say, if you ever see a client and you have a building, if you're putting these out there, you're doing the websites for them, or you're a big ad agency, $8 a month? Are you kidding me? To broadcast out to thousands of people a week? That's crazy cheap. That's nothing.
Yeah, and that's definitely true. I mean, I spend more than that just on like tools to help me keep track of YouTube rankings and stuff like that. I mean, that's actually really cheap. The other thing I was going to say about this, you know, is that's one of our main focuses over here, right? Is we show people how to take the beacon, how to apply it for a business, and how to actually make money both for themselves and for their customers. You know, for the end user of the beacon, right? And you know, the minimum rate that we charge, or that we suggest that people charge for just a single beacon, you know, building up the landing page, basically everything that this platform does, a landing page, setting up the remarketing, and setting up, installing and delivering the beacon. Usually we suggest at least $500 as a flat rate, and then, you know, an additional charge per month depending on what other services you're going to be offering. But I mean, this is definitely a very easy way for you to make money. It's a very, very good ROI. And so, like, like I said, with the our minimum is about 500, but we have other people. We have one of our students that's going through our course, or it's finished it already. He's doing like $3,000 per location, and he has like 10 locations now, or something like that. And so he's making a little over $250,000 this year, and it's just out of like 10 of these customers or 10 of these beacons. And I mean, that's the $100 a month, and he's making, 30,000. So that's a really good ROI. Is what I'm trying to get to with that.
I guess that answers it, doesn't it? Yeah, if I just mentioned the premium plan is what we push to individual businesses like a retail restaurant or something, because that's where I mentioned to you got a variety of beacons so that they can carry it in their pocket, put it in the car, slap it on the outside of the building, etc. It makes it easy. And if you've ever seen any of these, our packaging, you don't have to worry about quality. It is amazing. I mean, it's even the box is magnetically closed. Everything's high tech. Every form of installation is including a goofy little screwdriver that my partner puts in there that costs us $1.50, which drives me insane. And so we've tried to think of everything. So when you hand it off to a customer, you've handed it off to a customer, and you've given them everything they need. The stick-on tape or the magnetic tape or whatever they want, it's there.
You're not running to the hardware store to, try to figure out how you're going to mount that or anything. The idea is to one-stop shop. This technology is already confusing enough and stuff. We want to make it simple for people, and that. At the end of the day, keeping it simple is what's going to get more and more people using this technology and help this grow. So, yeah.
Yeah, and
there you go.
We have an unboxing video like showing what actually comes in the box and all that other stuff. That's here on the channel too if people want to check that out. So, but yeah, it's like even my wife, like I said, she's a designer. Like her whole life is looking at packaging and looking at all the visual aspects of stuff, and she was even impressed with it. So, extra points for that.
One point to clarify while we're here, the light plan it comes with, and that was sort of designed for people, conventions, multi-level marketers, and so on. Premium plan was for, very much recommended for business owners and so on. The business plan, of course, is for people that have multiple businesses, corporate and corporate plus. Once you get in there, you can see that. You have the option to pick a variety of different beacons. All of these, you can start with one plan. You can add beacons onto it. Additionally, with the corporate or the corporate plus, you can mix and match any beacons you'd like. And that's kind of why we set this up that way. Is really at the end of the day, let's say you're a donut shop. Even though you're offering, you have a beacon on the front of your building, maybe one in the window, one on the sign outside. You still have a couple more. One you can throw in your briefcase and one in your car. So when you're driving around town, you're letting people know about your donut shop that's 5-10 miles away. And so the idea is to sort of become a walking billboard, wherever you are. So that's kind of why we cater these kits this way, is because, like Ron said earlier, there's a lot of applications for each beacon, and if you utilize them all together, it's pretty powerful. So,
yeah, definitely. All right, so we're coming up on an hour, and we got a few people here in chat. So that's the last of the normal questions that I had. So I go ahead and give you guys a chance if you guys do have any other questions for Ron and for Zach. Then go ahead and stick those in the chat right now. And as we're waiting for that, then I've got a special bonus question for you guys. Who do you think would win in a fight between between Spider-Man and Batman?
Well, definitely Batman, because Batman eats a spider.
Well,
it's over.
That's
Done.
right. It's a no-brainer.
I don't know. I had to think about that one. All right, that was a little bit faster than I expected. Which would you rather fight? 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
I'd rather not get involved in this menagerie of animals, personally, but so I'm not going to answer that one.
That's a tough question, Tristan. That's a tough question.
All right. Well, I don't see any other questions coming in, so I guess we'll go ahead and shut this thing off. Thank you guys again for coming on. I really appreciate it, and we hope to have a couple more of these kinds of developer interviews coming out here really soon, so that way we can, again, answer more of these questions. And if anybody does have any other questions for Ron and Zach about Keekom, then you can go ahead and leave those in the comment section here, and I'll make sure to forward those on to them. Or, of course, you can go visit their website. It's Keekom.com. It's too small, you won't be able to see it. And, of course, you can go and do that. And then I've got a referral link there in the comment section of this video if you guys want to support the channel that way as well. So, anything else you guys want to add before we shut down?
I'll just say for myself, thank you for the opportunity to share with you our dream, and hope you join the dream with us.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you. Yep.
All right. Well, all right. That'll do it. Thanks again, guys, and have yourselves a great day. And for everybody here on the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.